Compassion Guide. Live for the benefit of all people. A teaching inspired by Gautama Buddha. In a world shaped by competition, comparison, and personal ambition, the idea of living for the benefit of all people may seem overwhelming. We are often taught to focus on individual success, personal security, and private happiness. We strive to build our own comfort, protect our own interests, and secure our own future. Yet the wisdom inspired by Gautama Buddha gently challenges this narrow vision. It suggests that true fulfillment does not arise from living only for oneself. Instead, it blossoms when we widen our concern beyond personal gain and begin to act for the well-being of all beings. To live for the benefit of all people does not mean neglecting yourself. It means expanding your heart so that your life becomes interconnected with the welfare of others. It is the shift from "what can I gain" to "how can I serve?" This shift changes everything. The illusion of separate happiness. Much of human suffering comes from the belief that happiness is private. We imagine that if we secure enough wealth, recognition, or comfort, we will be satisfied. But even when these are achieved, a subtle emptiness often remains. Why? Because human beings are deeply relational. Our well-being is woven into the well-being of others. When those around us suffer, it affects us, whether we admit it or not. When society is filled with division, fear, or injustice, inner peace becomes fragile. The teaching to live for the benefit of all people recognizes this truth. There is no isolated happiness. When we align our lives with collective well-being, our sense of purpose deepens. Our happiness becomes more stable because it is rooted in contribution rather than possession. Expanding the circle of concern. Most people naturally care for themselves and their immediate loved ones. Family, friends, and close companions form our inner circle of compassion. The teaching invites us to expand that circle gradually. Can we care not only for those who are kind to us, but also for strangers? Can we wish well even to those who disagree with us? Can we act in ways that reduce suffering beyond our immediate benefit? This expansion is not abstract. It begins in daily life. It begins with how we speak. It begins with how we respond to conflict. It begins with how we use our time and resources. Each choice either narrows or widens the circle. Compassion as a daily practice. Compassion is not merely a feeling. It is an action guided by understanding. To live for the benefit of all people means to ask, again and again, does this action reduce suffering or increase it? In conversations, it may mean choosing words that uplift rather than wound. At work, it may mean acting with integrity rather than exploiting advantage. In community, it may mean offering help where it is needed. These actions may seem small, but they accumulate. A single act of kindness can change the direction of someone's day. A single moment of patience can prevent unnecessary conflict. When many individuals act with compassion, society transforms quietly. Beyond ego-centered living. The obstacle to living for the benefit of all people is ego-centered thinking. The ego asks, what do I get from this? How does this affect my status? Why should I care? This mindset creates division. It separates self from others. It reduces relationships to transactions. Compassion dissolves this separation. When we recognize shared humanity, we understand that every person experiences fear, hope, joy, and pain. We see that beneath cultural, political, or personal differences lies a common vulnerability. From this awareness, kindness becomes natural. Service as fulfillment. Many who dedicate their lives to service, teachers, caregivers, volunteers, community leaders, report a deep sense of meaning. Their work may be demanding, yet it brings fulfillment. Why? Because service aligns the individual with something larger than personal preference. When you help another person, you step outside self-absorption. You connect, you contribute, you become part of a larger whole. This connection nourishes the heart. Living for the benefit of all does not require dramatic sacrifice. It may involve simply performing your role in society with integrity and compassion. A shopkeeper who treats customers fairly benefits society. A parent who raises children with kindness benefits society. An employee who works honestly benefits society. Contribution takes many forms. Compassion toward difficult people. Perhaps the most challenging aspect of this teaching is extending compassion toward those who oppose or hurt us. It is easy to care for those who agree with us. It is harder to care for those who criticize, compete, or harm. Yet if compassion is selective, it remains limited. To live for the benefit of all people means recognizing that even those who cause harm are often driven by ignorance, fear, or suffering. This does not mean accepting injustice passively. It means addressing wrongdoing without hatred. Firmness can coexist with compassion. Justice can be pursued without cruelty. In this balance, collective healing becomes possible. Responsibility in small choices. Living for the benefit of all people does not require grand gestures. It requires mindfulness in small decisions. How do you treat service workers? How do you speak about people who are absent? How do you respond to inconvenience? Each small moment reveals your orientation. When your choices consistently aim to reduce harm and increase kindness, your life becomes a force for good. And as you live this way, you experience a subtle transformation. Anxiety decreases, comparison weakens, gratitude grows. You feel aligned with purpose, interdependence, and awareness. One of the central insights of Buddhist wisdom is interdependence, the understanding that nothing exists in isolation. The air you breathe, the food you eat, the knowledge you hold, all arise from countless contributions of others. When you see this clearly, gratitude naturally arises, and gratitude naturally leads to a desire to give back. Living for the benefit of all people becomes less of a moral obligation and more of a natural response to interconnectedness. You realize, I am supported by the world, therefore I will support the world. Overcoming indifference. Modern life can create emotional distance. News cycles expose us to suffering so frequently that we become numb. We feel powerless. We withdraw. But living for the benefit of all does not require solving every global problem. It requires refusing to let indifference define you. Compassion can be local and immediate. Help one person, support one cause, offer one moment of kindness. Each act counters indifference. Each act affirms humanity. The inner transformation. When you orient your life toward benefiting others, your identity shifts. You become less preoccupied with personal image. You worry less about constant validation. You experience fewer internal conflicts because your values guide your actions. Inner peace grows. This peace is not dependent on external perfection. It comes from knowing that your life contributes positively to the world. Meaning replaces emptiness. Connection replaces isolation. The courage to care. Caring deeply can feel risky. Compassion makes you vulnerable. When you open your heart, you may experience disappointment. Yet the alternative, emotional numbness, leads to isolation. To live for the benefit of all people requires courage. It requires choosing openness in a world that often rewards self-protection. But this courage brings strength. A compassionate heart is resilient. It bends without breaking. It responds without becoming hardened. A vision of collective harmony. Imagine communities where individuals act not only for personal gain, but for shared well-being. Imagine workplaces guided by fairness, families guided by patience, leaders guided by integrity. This vision is not utopian fantasy. It begins with individual practice. Each person who lives for the benefit of all becomes a stabilizing presence. Their calm influences conversations. Their fairness influences decisions. Their kindness influences relationships. Gradually, harmony expands. The ultimate reward. Living for the benefit of all people does not guarantee wealth or fame, but it offers something deeper: peace of heart.
When you reflect on your life and see that your actions reduced suffering rather than increased it,
You feel light. You sleep without regret. You speak without bitterness.
you act without hidden harm.
This is true fulfillment. True happiness is not found in dominating others or accumulating endlessly. It is found in participating in the well-being of the whole. Conclusion: a life of compassion. To live for the benefit of all people is not to lose yourself. It is to expand yourself. It is to recognize that your life is intertwined with countless others. It is to act from understanding rather than selfish impulse. Compassion becomes your guide. Wisdom shapes your decisions. Kindness directs your speech. Day by day, through ordinary actions, you build a life that contributes rather than consumes. And in that contribution, something beautiful happens. Your heart becomes lighter. Your mind becomes calmer. Your happiness becomes deeper. Living for the benefit of all is not merely a noble ideal.
It is a path to lasting peace for others
And for yourself.